Lucky Lucky Podcast, back at it. Happy Hump Day, Wednesday. Honora Boys in the building. Shaun Davis, MALIK, ZAIRE. Presented by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. The premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. And if you drink, by all means, do it
responsibly.
You got to do it responsibly. CFB Nation, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Hey, man, it's a great Wednesday here in the city of Chicago. Left, how you feeling, man? Timberwolves got a big win on the road last night. Cat finally came through.
Yeah, it just feels like an uphill battle they got now. I mean, you got to win 3 more tough games. You got to get on a hot streak, but at the end of the day, it's good to see. It's not looking like the Eastern Conference where it looks like a water slide. Easy way to the top for the Celtics. And now for the Timberwolves, I think if they are able to get through this, they can definitely be in a good position to win that championship. They battle tested for first uh, team to go through something like this, and then I think they've earned their stripes. They beat a Denver team that was previous champions that was slated to win again. Then they end up getting on this team being down 3-0. So I think that'll be enough to really take them over the edge if they were to get to the Celtics. But got to give credit to Kyrie, man. Him and Luka been doing the damn thing. Gaffney, the role players have been really, impactful. And it's just showing that this is the cream of the crop this year of basketball. And even though these games have been lopsided, it's still been some really good basketball.
Yep, man, we're going to hop into a lot of different things. We're going to talk about the Notre Dame run game today. Left is going to break down the difference you're going to see from last year to this year. Pre-show, we were talking about there is no Aldrich Estime in this running back room as a total package, but Left still feels like certain effects or certain things you saw with the Aldrich Estime running game, you can still see with the current running backs, and also some diversity as we get into the passing game. Then Left, we're going to talk about nepotism in sports. Nepotism in sports. And at the center of this, of course, LeBron James, his journey to the NBA draft. Will he be drafted first round, second round? Where does he sit? Does he deserve it? Does he deserve it? There was some nepotism, and Notre Dame fans know about this from the recruiting trail because Bryce Young, when he was first offered by Notre Dame, people, they can lie. They'll lie right now. Plenty of people would sit up and say, I always knew Bryce was going to end up being
You'll lie right now.
top 50, borderline 5-star. I knew it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. The vast majority of Notre Dame fans had a problem when the offer was made. They thought it was a reach. Same thing. A lot of people feel that way about Jerome Bettis Jr. Look, man, I tell people all the time, relax. Let things play out. No one can determine the fortunes of someone else. These young men have time to put in the work and ultimately lay out who they become. As young men, students, athletes, it's on them. The same way a 5-star can come in and be a bust. It's like no one controls their destiny other than them. So we're going to talk about nepotism as far as it relates to sports and what's wrong with fathers doing for their children. I don't see a problem, honestly. I have to. Everybody trying to hate on LeBron James and throwing vitriol in the direction of him and his wife, and, throwing shots at Bryce, and Bryce is just chilling. Like, man, it's amazing, man. Let's
I like
get
that
to it.
Bryce handling it well.
Well, man, look. The one thing you can say is they seem like they've raised good people. Forget the court.
That's Savannah right there.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Bronny, Bryce, even Cayenne. I think Cayenne comes across as a very good young man. Elijah Arenas comes across as a very good young man. So I love seeing all of these, sons of former athletes and stars, taking their lane and driving down the path that's been laid out for them. Let's get to it, Left. Go subscribe on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. Share, let everybody know. Subscribe if you have not already. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Lucky Lefty Pod. We are the home of the misguided passion and forever committed to making sure that we spin it different. Yo, I saw Benjamin Morrison post his camp on his
That's
social
right.
media page yesterday, June 1st. That's huge. That's huge. I can't wait. I can't wait to. Do you? Is Brophy on you guys' schedule?
Nah, we'll see them when we get to the Open, but they're a pretty good team. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's some good talent, man. Notre Dame is going back. You got Cree Thomas, Benjamin Morrison, the talent. Things that with Anthony Lucas, they were in on him, the big defensive lineman out there for Arizona last year. Arizona seems to be producing some pretty good athletes.
They have good skill position. It's just a little underrated because football is just almost brand new out there in the sense of on the national level of gaining attention. Then and there's more and more as track athletes converted to football players out here. Everybody trains, they see the importance of 7 on 7. So it's becoming a bigger thing and it should be a hot spot in the near future.
Let me ask you a question. 7-on-7 basketball is like playing half court basketball. I mean, 7-on-7 football is like playing half court basketball. I remember all my friends, especially my boys that play wide receiver. Oh my God, they love playing 7-on-7 at Gately State. They couldn't wait. Oh, they couldn't wait. Plus, because they were playing teams that they might not actually play against and seeing other players that they might not play against in the same conference from across the city. So they had a better chance of gauging themselves. But I used to be like, dude, you're in shorts. Nobody's tackling. Like, that's not serious. I'm like, man, y'all not serious. That's kind of like playing varsity in basketball. Like, nobody's good. Nobody plays defense when you're playing varsity, dude. It's like, yo, they miss a shot, you miss a shot, that's your man. That's the rule of varsity, right? If you miss the shot, that's your D. Nobody really defends in the varsity. That's the way I see 7-on-7 football, man.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's 7 on 7 in general is meant for it to be an offensive drill. So the defense is at a natural disadvantage. So in these situations, I mean, it's more just about making highlights and showing athleticism, and it's a competitive side to it. But the half court side of it um, is a thing. But I also think it helps kids understand what the red zone feels like. Decisions got to be a lot quicker. There's not a lot of opportunity to make mistakes, and things happen fast down in the end zone. So, in that aspect, there could be some benefit there. But it's just something to give kids the inspiration to keep playing football. I mean, these 7 on 7 tournaments have gotten bigger, just like how basketball has been for so many years in AAU circuit. This is just a little less formal, but it's gaining speed for sure. A lot of kids invest a lot into it, and you get to see some offers come out of it. I mean, it's been a real crazy nuance to this football landscape.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get to it. Notre Dame run game. Mike Denbrock, as the offensive coordinator, has talked about spreading things out and giving space to the Notre Dame run game. We know that the Notre Dame run game historically has been in between the hashes. Like, hey, put everybody in between the hashes. Let's go. Let's play bully ball. Mike Denbrock wants to change things. And from a recruiting standpoint, to make that transition, it's almost apropos that they transition from Aldrich Estime and the style of back that he is and was at Notre Dame to a more diverse running back room that they have now. Give us the three plays that we're going to see, three run plays that you believe are going to be the anchors for the Notre Dame run offense.
So who are they going to be?
Yeah, what plays should we look for Mike Denbrock to stick to in the run game? What are
Well, I
some of the
definitely see
staples?
him being more of a zone scheme, knowing that we have versatile backs, inside outside zone, being that it can be a three-way go for an inside zone. You can hit downhill front side or back side because of the angles of the block. And for a guy like Jeremiah Love, who's versatile and quick in his lateral movement, but also an explosive player, to give him three options on an inside zone run scheme is definitely something that I can see Mike Denbrock being a bread and butter play for him. But just as well as adding some more of the RPO action within that inside zone scheme and outside zone. We have the speed with a Jadarian Price. We have the speed with an Aeneas and a Jabron and hit the outside zones and be able to threaten the edges of the defense just to be able to do some heavier play actions and get guys open down the field. So a lot of the inside outside zones I think will be based around the passing game because, like Mike Denbrock said earlier, he said he wants to be able to pass to run the football, and run and pass the football. So being able to be effective in the run, but not necessarily the volume running that we've been able to do in the last couple of years. So I think if we gain on yards per attempt, yards per carry, but less on the amount of carries. I think that's the sweet spot to be the threatening offense and the aggressive offense that Mike Denbrock wants to be a part of. I don't think he wants to run just to run the football. We're putting 13, 14 personnel on the field. I think it'll be more of a succinct spread. That way you give the athletic versions of our running backs room to work in lighter boxes, but also you have to be able to threaten on the outside of the hashes with the receivers. So that complement in that set of being a more open offense, I think will benefit the run game in a different way than it's been before, but still effective where you're seeing the highlights in the balance that you want in each offense.
How does that style is it benefited by Riley Leonard and his legs, or how does having a quarterback that can move around impact the running game, specifically if you go to zone? You're looking more at bootlegs, backside, RPOs. How is that going to play into the run game as well? Since you're looking at, because you're saying inside and outside zone both are going to be effective for Notre Dame this year.
Yeah, zone schemes are one of what Denbrock really has been successful with, especially thinking back to when he was with us in 2015, having the amount of playmakers that we did at the backfield, but also with the effect of me being involved. So, zone and gap schemes, especially quarterback running downhill with a guy like Riley Leonard, who, can carry some weight. I think having that effect of him holding defenses accountable for him makes it just a little tougher to get the numbers right when you're talking about being in space and having the right matchups. So I think with an offensive line, being able to block in different zone schemes, it can help them, especially as a young group, be able to adjust well and open up that pass game when we need it. But I think early on, we should establish that foundation so we can start opening up the pass game.
Lucky Lefty podcast, Sean Davis, Malik Zaire, unveiling the Notre Dame run game. So let's go individually. How are you going to use and unpackage the talents of one Jadarian Price in this run game, who has some power to him, can do just about everything? If anyone is going to be able to kind of simulate certain things that Audrey Estime was able to do from a power running game, it's probably Jadarian Price and maybe a little bit of Kedron Young as well. Hopefully he comes back healthy in the fall from that hamstring. But just talk about what Jadarian is going to bring to the run game.
Yeah, him going the 4 minute back in my mind, also a back that you can use in the 40 going in. I think just from his ability of having that toughness, but also the ability to stretch a defense and hit downhill as well. So that threat of is he going to be inside, outside, and that you can do so many different things with a back that isn't just one way, even though his size is giving you, oh, he's a downhill guy. I think that will be very beneficial for picking up tough first downs in the red zone, in the green zone going in. So it's really going to be interesting to see How he threatens and changes a defensive box structure from having five guys in the box to six guys just because of his versatility in the run game and how that plays off of the RPOs and the passes. So I think with a guy like Jeremiah Love, you just want to be able to lightly add to the box by having secondary guys like safeties and nickel players and dime players to be in there. So you'll have a lighter box, but also it can help um, Jadarian be able to establish that toughness and physicality to an offense that, in some people's mind, is going to be more loftier because we're trying to throw the football more.
So you talk about Jeremiah Love. I can't wait to see this young man in this offense, man. It seems like Notre Dame is excited to just get him the ball. Just get him the ball all over the field, different positions, different places. How is he going to play into the running game? I definitely know he's going to play into the passing game. The gifts and talents of one Jeremiah Love. How do you see that playing out in the run game?
Yeah, I see it working out really well, especially for him being the fire starter or the catalyst to a explosive and aggressive offense that Denbrock wants to run. I think it'll be through him, and getting the ball in every place that impossible is definitely what, in my mind, you would have to take advantage of with his skill set. So whether that's throwing him bubbles and swings or throwing him Texas routes or option routes out the backfield, even splitting him out and running individual routes and down the field, you can do that with him. Adding him to a run game where in a lighter personnel where you're going 10, him being a running back, he's still strong enough and has that physical quality to him to where you can still punish teams that get in these heavier DB sets. So I do think that his versatility is going to add a lot of stress to a defense that's trying to hone in on what we do best. Because at any moment he may be shut down in one area, but then he's out there catching passes and making it hard in the screen game to stop him. So I think his versatility adds to what Denbrock is going to be aggressive with, and I think it's going to make it hard for a lot of teams to know what are they getting each time they play us. They know they're going to have Jeremiah Love, but is he a mismatch or is he going to be a part of the run game with Riley Leonard running some of that QB read option stuff that puts some defenders in conflict and that's a whole nother 2 or 3 days of preparation during the week that you just have to be cognizant of. So the more we can add to a team's prep each and every week, the better chance that we can have the explosive plays we're looking for.
Jabron Payne, who I think, especially after a fabulous spring last year and a solid spring this year, has become almost the forgotten man in that room, especially with the young freshmen and the promise that they show. Very solid. He was definitely the third down back. You expect him to be in that similar role this year. You expect him to get some run at special teams, but I also expect him, based upon not wanting to really overuse the top two guys and having the ability now to go to some 21 personnel left, especially with Jeremiah Love working out of the slot a lot of times. You can have both backs in there and do some things um, to go at defenses. So Jabron Payne should be able to be a very valuable asset in the run game this year.
Yeah, Jabron Payne's whole thing, in my opinion, should be getting a little bit more respect this year in the running back room. This is his third great spring. He was the number one draft pick in the spring game the year before. Had a great spring this year. So I just think he deserves a little bit more respect with the amount of carries. But like you say, in the 21 set, he's definitely the second back you would want in there as a compliment to whoever that quote unquote featured 1A back would be. And I think his compliment is that he's a grinder. He's a guy that's going to get you the tough yards. He's got enough quick wiggle to break the first guy's tackle and fall forward for an extra three or four. So he's more of the Aldrich quality that we're missing, but more of a dynamic role of that. Maybe not such a punisher, but enough of a guy that can give you that extra 3 or 4 yards coming out of our own backed up and also being able to do a little bit in the screen game as well when he's so used to being inside of the tackles.
Yeah, I love what he can do. I think he's going to be very valuable. They used to use him down the goal line, out in the flats, third down, out in the flat, screen game. He was that guy. And I'm very interested in seeing what Mike Denbrock is going to do to extend his opportunities and his gifts and talents. Lucky Lefty podcast. The two freshmen, Kedron Young. The dude has the biggest legs I've ever seen on a freshman running back since AD in Oklahoma. Like, this kid is, just to see him in person is just impressive, bro. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him in the blue and gold game. But how do you think things are going to play out for this young man? We loved his film in high school. Can't wait to see him in the fall.
You get excited. He's one of those kids you get excited about because he's the guy that you put in the third quarter when we're blowing the other team out, and you just give him the ball. You know, it's just like this is what we got on the quote unquote shelf, but in the tailpipe, and we're just going to display him by just letting him carry it. And I think he's going to make a lot of exciting runs, especially when teams start putting in their backups when we're doing what we're supposed to do. And over time, he'll be a fan favorite once some of the room clears out. Right now, we just have a lot of smoke in the room. A lot of guys that have a lot of ability and opportunity ahead of them, and it's only one football. So a lot on Denbrock and Dina McCull's plate on how they go about sharing reps. I think you're on mute.
Last but not least, your boy Aeneas Williams. You and CJ Procyse both bond over the young man. You more in spring and CJ over what he saw in a few practices leading into the blue and gold game.
Yeah, I knew what I saw off his high school film, the type of back we was getting, more of an exciting player that can do a lot of different things. And he just got to find his way this year, maybe some special teams, maybe it's in that second half of the game when we're blowing teams out. But I do think that he's important to what we have in the future of this running back room, which is dynamic ability. We got guys that can make plays inside the tackles, outside the tackles, in mismatches, split out, in screen game, RPO action, whatever you want. And I think what's important about that is the recruitment evolution of Dina McCullough and what Marcus Freeman wants in his run game. Marcus Freeman, when he came into the head coaching position at Notre Dame, talked about the physicality that he wants out of the offensive line. And then what ended up happening uh, was after that, uh, um, the evolution of how he started to recruit was the evolution of how he started to recruit became, oh, we need more dynamic, versatile backs. And went from, your Jabron Paynes, your Kyron Williams, to more of the Jeremiah Love. That was the turning point in the running back room where, hey, he may not look like it, but he's got the dynamic ability, electrifying qualities, and this, that, and the third to be able to take it to the next level. So I do think that this was just a good change in what Dina McCullough is adjusting with Denbrock's ability in that passing game.
Yeah, you look at it left. I think ultimately there's going to be an opportunity for all of these backs because Notre Dame is going to be up big in a lot of their games. They just are based upon the schedule. I think you're going to see a lot of run for the youngsters. But I think ultimately, I wouldn't be shocked to see Aeneas Williams in against Texas A&M. I wouldn't be shocked to see Kedron Young get some snaps against Texas A&M. I really don't think this is a running back room that is going to be super top heavy, even though the top two guys are the main guys. And I think going into the fall, we know it's going to be Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love, 1A, 1B, vice versa, however you want to spell it. But I think Dina McCullough has already shown that he's very comfortable. One of the things you were upset about is that, look, we're trying to close the game out against Ohio State. This ain't the time for rotation. Yeah. Like, let Aldridge go. Let him do his thing. Let him close this out. Who do you foresee being that closer? You mentioned Jadarian being that 4-minute guy. Is he your closer to close out games like that in the run game?
Yeah, I would think so, just because of his seniority in the running back room, but also his understanding of his size. I think his ability to run tough yards inside and outside with his speed, I think it would present a good opportunity for us to gain those tough first downs in the 4 minute that we need. But also, I don't think he's gonna go out of bounds. Just similar to Jabron Payne, if we were to get in a 21 situation where we wanted to run the ball and be a little bit more physical, Jabron and Jadarian, I think at the same time would be something of that heavy set. Like both of them together would be our Aldrich estimate essentially. So I think it would still have that toughness, but it's just a different kind of tough going into this style of offense where I think everybody's going to be involved. And so it's going to be interesting to see how you become balanced when you have so much ability and talent in the running back room, and we're so used to running the football in those heavy sets and just in general. So
I think run blocking is the strength of the young offensive line right now. I would say that run blocking is probably ahead of their pass blocking. Honestly, I
yeah,
think that
as a young offensive line, yeah, I think so as well. So it is going to be interesting to see uh, how that goes, because I do think that where they need to be better is the pass blocking. So how does the run blocking include in the pass blocking with the running back room also?
does that impact trying to get better in pass blocking? You know how, offensively on the basketball court, if you're not hitting shots, sometimes it can impact your defense. Struggling in the pass game for offensive linemen, can that impact their focus in the run game as well?
Well, I don't think we've ever had to be challenged to be balanced on the offensive line to be pass protect heavy. So,
Mhm.
in the cases that we've had to, it's been not a struggle, but it hasn't been as efficient as the run, just because we'll run the ball 6 times in a row and now we're passing. So I think becoming more balanced, you'll see a better pass protect from our offensive line a lot earlier than I think how last couple years were, just because the focus is going to be we need to pass protect a little better, but the run is still of a factor. So the foundation will be running the football and run blocking, but that evolution of the pass, I think we'll see faster than years before.
Definitely more opportunities to pass
Yeah, I mean, we're
block.
going to have to. I mean, if we talking about playoff situations and just with the schedule we have this year, we should be more equipped, in my opinion, to take more chances in the pass game. Considering the teams that we have, I think will be good um, prep for what we see hopefully in the playoffs and in the future.
Would you anticipate more play action RPO than straight drop back?
Well, it depends. I think if Steve is the starter, we'll see a little bit more drop back, but because what we believe Riley's really good at, you'll see a little bit more quarterback run game, which hopefully, we can stem some more passes off of that, but it just depends on which direction we're going. I think Denbrock and his statement about having continuity is a huge thing, and if we're going with Riley, how much can we build on that getting ready for a season and what that offense will look like? I think comparatively to a Steve Angeli or a Kenny Minchie, I think would be a little different if we're considering doing what Riley's strengths are, which is having a little bit more QB run game and different passes off of that.
And you talked about that. Mike Denbrock talked about the versatility of the offense.
I think it's versatile enough. The style that we play is versatile enough to fit just about any quarterback. So, regardless of who ends up winning the job, we're going to be able to be explosive and aggressive with what we do. So, a lot of what we do is quarterback driven. So that guy's got to be the right guy. He's got to be able to think the game. He's got to be able to execute the game. He's got to be able to adjust what we're doing when need be. And I think all the quarterbacks, at least thus far, have done a nice job of doing that.
So once again, left the nuance of the running game being impacted by which quarterback is under center. At large, the running game probably will have the same focus. But like you said, if Steve's in there, you might see a couple of tweaks, nuances. Riley Leonard, the expected starter. If he's going to be the starting quarterback, you expect the RPO quarterback run game to be more prevalent. Play action, definitely. Does it take snaps away? I wonder, L fans, man, they ran Riley Leonard out of necessity so much at Duke, and we don't feel like Notre Dame needs that. I would be very comfortable with Riley Leonard in the run game, quarterback run game being pulled out at clutch moments, almost as a, gotcha, instead of, man, we need to run the ball with our quarterback for our offense to be effective. So, that is something that hearing Coach Denbrock say that, like, regardless of which quarterback plays, we're going to be aggressive. That's the one thing for sure. This offense is going to be explosive and aggressive regardless of who's behind center.
Yeah, and it should be. I think we deserve to see that, not only as a fan base, but just what the offense is needing as that evolution in the 3-year program. I think we've seen enough of getting on our feet offensively, trying to find a quarterback, trying to get the right offensive scheme, guys leaving and coming, that sort of thing. In year 3, a guy returning that used to be here in Denbrock, we should be ahead of the curve. A guy in Al Golden, his 3rd year straight at DC, has been successful each and every year, getting better. We should be good on that end. So this is the year where we need to be able to be ahead of the curve, not start off slow, like we're trying to act like we're trying to learn who we are. We know who we are as a team. And in year 3, this should be one of those things where we're right on speed, right on pace, just how the Texases and the Michigan and Washington started last year. They started with a mission, and they was hot from the beginning, stayed hot the whole time. So I think for us, it's time to live in the idea of being who we are. We're excited about what we have, and it's one of those years where there's not too many excuses you can find, because we should be able to be handling what's ahead of us. I think you're on mute.
I hate when I do that because I came in on fire, dude. What I was saying was right on. I jumped right over what you said. I hate when I do that to myself. Once again, overlook of the totality of the Notre Dame running back room, individual impact for each player, and then the overall outlook for how they're going to attack teams, especially early, inside, outside zone should be prevalent. 21 personnel is something to look at. Getting 2 running backs on the field because of the versatility of the gifts and talents that exist in the running back room. And then Mike Denbrock talking about the impact of the quarterbacks on the running game. And it doesn't change anything because he's going to be calling plays to be explosive and to get chunk plays regardless of who's behind center. That's exciting for Notre Dame fans to hear. It won't be 3 yards in a cloud of dust and hopefully converting on 3rd and short. That was the key to Notre Dame offense in the past. This year, man, 20, 30, 15 here, 7 here, 10 here, 3rd and 9. You're not sweating. You feel very comfortable. Hopefully that's the thing. That's the thing we wish to experience throughout the 2024 season. Lefty Podcast left when we come back. We're going to get into some nepotism talk. Notre Dame is heavy into nepotism in recruiting. And nepotism has taken center stage when it comes to the NBA draft.
That's right. It should be.
Is there hate going on? Or are people just speaking the truth? We'll get to it coming up next on the Lucky Lefty Podcast. We spin it different.
What's up, family? The merch shop is finally here. Lucky Lefty Network merch shop. We got it all. From the shirts to the hoodies to the hats to the nitty gritties. Come here right now. Shop with us. Come get the swag, because if anything else, we spin it different. You see the gritty. You see how we get down. It's elite.
Lucky Lefty Podcast. Onora Boys in the building. Brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. That's premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. Tap in with us. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CFB Nation. Subscribe on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up. Let everybody know Lucky Lefty Podcast, home of the misguided passion, forever committed to making sure we spin it different. Left. I was at my mom's house. Is that weird, man? What's the correct way to do that? Because it's still my dad's house, right? Even though he's not here, I've been catching myself doing it. Like, I call it my mom's house now and not my parents' house. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it evolves into my people's crib.
It's funny because I like catch myself and I'm like, man, I feel bad when I do it. I'm like, man, should I mean, it's still my pop's crib. You know,
right.
Even though he's not here, like, oh man, I need to say my parents' crib instead of my mom's crib, right? That's just weird that I said that like that. But I was at the house and I found all my old high school yearbooks. And so you know how you have your yearbook and each year, you know, you go around, you get signatures and little notes from everybody.
Yeah.
In the yearbook. So I started reading some of the stuff, right? And I'm like, reading some of the stuff that people said, and I'm like, did I miss this when they wrote this? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, she really wrote KIT with her phone number?
Yeah.
Like, I overlooked this one. Like,
yeah. Forgot what you was really working with back then. He said, wait, that was a bad dude.
I was laughing because I was like, man, something must have been wrong. It must have been a bad acne day for or something. It was like, it must have been something. I just overlooked this. Like, oh, man,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I got a kick out of looking at all that old stuff. Is there a moment in your playing career that you look back on that you say, man, I overlooked that, or I wish I would have appreciated that a little bit more at with my time at Notre Dame?
I mean, honestly, it's been I've been grateful, honestly, for all the little opportunities I've gotten. I can't really be too I wish I could have, wish I would have, kind of, so to speak. I was really just happy for those moments. Maybe if I had to, maybe the Stanford game, there was a couple opportunities. Wish I could have pulled the trigger on, but overall, man, I think just they happen so fast and they seem so minute in the grand scale once you get 2 or 3, 4 years away, where you're like, okay, those are just good moments. You know, they just end up being good opportunities you can think back on and be like, man, yeah, I was in that heat in the kitchen and those opportunities were there and great to experience.
Hey, man, just don't audible. Just don't audible against Virginia. That's it. It's as simple as that.
That's it.
The answer was simple, Left. That's all you had to say for Notre Dame fans. I shouldn't have audible against Virginia.
I made the right play. He just tackled me wrong, you know. That's why he tackled me from behind and not in front. Because I was off on him. I was out on his ass, you know. I was gone. And he had me from behind, not in front. So it's still the right play, I guess. But that's why I said that you see the NFL's ruling out those tackles, you know, saving people's careers.
Left said, I made the right play. He just tackled me wrong.
Definitely made the right play. That's why they tackled me from behind. I always live on that.
Yeah. Lucky Lefty Podcast. So LL question of the day to everyone in the chat. You can give it to us as a GTB question or send it via a super chat, super sticker, We appreciate those. What Notre Dame moment would you love to relive again? Or do you think you didn't appreciate fully at that time? Can I give you one left?
Yeah, talk to me.
I don't think I fully appreciated the 1988 season.
Oh, because it was undefeated championship season?
No, because I thought more was coming. You know what I mean?
Oh, you thought it was a dynasty?
Oh, man, I thought at least 2 or 3. Oh, I thought it, man, 2 or 3 easy.
We ended up turning to the Nuggets.
Easy. Huh? They stole one from us in '93. Just stole it. We smacked Florida State at the crib. How are they in the championship game? Like, how are they?
Oh yeah, I mean that was when the BCS policy.
That's when we needed the playoff. That's when we needed the playoff. Because we would have smacked Nebraska. Like, y'all sitting up here in the Orange Bowl struggling against Nebraska, and all they do is run the ball? Option? Oh no. Smacking them.
Smacking them.
Smacking them.
I actually like the last AP poll that came out. The top 5, we were 5th. I liked our position on that. I think Oregon, Texas, Georgia, and Ohio State were the teams above us. I think those are the right teams.
I think Oregon is one of the most overrated programs, man.
They're going to get the hype. And they got Evan Stewart.
So I am interested in seeing what Dante does out there.
He's not going to play this year.
I know.
Unless he's getting a bag and some shoes every day.
Oh, he's definitely getting shoes every day.
I'll wait a year. Listen, go take your time, Dylan Gabriel. I'm going to just collect this nice little warehouse of Nike products. Next year I'll be on and we all even Steven.
Oh, he's trying to get the Bronny James deal, 1 year at Oregon and bounce.
First of all, Bronny James deal, don't.
I mean, we can get to it. That's the Bronny James deal. 1 year at a Nike school, playing.
Okay.
That seems to be the road that he wants to be on. Did I miss something? The floor is open, bro.
Look, Bronny James is gonna be a successful basketball player.
Look, Notre Dame recruiting wise, and fans, have kind of struggled, with nepotism in a sense, not just Notre Dame legacy, but NFL legacy and Notre Dame on the recruiting trail, whether it's Elijah Burris, whether it's Jerome Bettis Jr., Bryce Young, heck, even Joe Alt was nepotism or NFL legacy. And Notre Dame
was?
Yeah, his father was a left tackle for the Chiefs.
Oh, that's right.
Over 10 years. So, I mean.
Look, I think nepotism is the greatest thing that happened since maybe the founding fathers and that nepotism down there. So I think that it's great to see.
Explain. Oh, by the way, I know you'll like this, dude. Watch the TV series Franklin on Apple TV.
Franklin?
Yeah, it's based in Paris during the time of the Revolutionary War, and it focuses on the negotiations that he was leading in Paris during the war to get France involved in the war, at the same time negotiating with England. Backdoor. It's very interesting.
Okay, definitely.
It's very interesting series, man. I don't understand how he was as charming as he was and why the women fawned over him like they did, but hey, he was kind of a weird looking man. I'm just saying. He was just a weird looking dude. But he was pulling them. According to history, he was pulling the Frenchies.
Well, they smell bad anyway. That's why they.
Oh, wow. I had look, true story, man. So I was a French exchange student, posted and went to France. And the guy I hosted, his name was Olivier. And my mother had to force that dude and threaten that dude to take a bath.
What?
Yeah. It was like 4 days in. My mother was like, asking him like, "Yo, are you gonna take a shower?" And he just say, "No," trying to explain like we don't take showers.
Yeah, trying to
whatever.
explain. I'm like, whoa, explain.
And my mother was like, "Yo, my house, my sheets, nah."
He definitely didn't even get to the washcloth. He probably that conversation was probably
straight bar of soap, right? Straight bar of soap.
I wonder what is that like. How do you think that gets yourself clean? It's not your hands. You know what I mean? You know how you don't use one for your hands, but your body you got to.
I double up. See, I'm weird. I use the soap and then I double up with the body wash. I soap first and then I body wash.
Don't you feel dry though? I feel dry. Well, it depends on what kind of body.
I mean, my skin. You see my complexion, bro? Are you kidding me? People are paying for my complexion, brother. Are you kidding me? Come on now. That's.
What you say? What you say?
Are you kidding me? People go to tanning salons, bro.
Yeah.
This is God given.
Yeah.
It's God given. I just moisturize and go, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm a weird. I guess I'm weird like that, right? Because I use soap. I'm an Irish Spring guy, or I have no problem using Dove. I know Dove comes across sometimes as a feminine type bar of soap.
Dove, see, you got to pay attention to the label because Dove is a beauty bar, so it's not actually getting nothing done.
No, it depends on the one you get.
Oh, okay.
The original, yes.
It's just a beauty bar.
Yes, you're correct.
But the Irish Spring, you never go wrong because that's antibacterial. That actually,
yes, sir.
That is Dial. Dial soap is good too now.
Are you getting the blue or the green Irish Spring?
Green.
I get
the blue.
Yeah, okay. That blue one. The smell. Yeah, I like the smell of that blue one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I started off with the green, but then I kind of graduated and elevated myself to the blue. That blue.
I gotta get the blue.
Yeah. I like the blue. And then I double up with the body wash, especially if the body wash is going to complement the scent I'm wearing that day. Okay. So say I'm going to wear my Dior Sauvage that day. I have the Dior Sauvage body wash.
Oh, you got the.
So I'll layer
the real double up right there.
That's the double up. That's why I do that. That's why I do that. This health and wellness tips segment was brought to you by ONORA whiskey. But no, LL question of the day. Let us know in the chat.
That's the next level of that healthcare. It's that routine secrets. You got to double up with the cologne body wash with the cologne. See, that's a gem. That has to be the secret tip of the day. You wash one time, then if you got a certain cologne, you got to get the body wash of the cologne.
It's all about complementing layers, bro.
Okay.
It's like the run game. It's like the run game to the pass game.
Good. No, yes. You said
Yes. Yes, I pride myself on being a sweet smelling savior. I absolutely do. Absolutely. First impressions, right? Your first impression is going to be, man, that brother, man, it's a clean cut brother. It smells all right. Absolutely. No matter when you see me. Yes, my mother, that's what our mothers used to teach us all the time. Remember that? You never know what's going to happen. Make sure you got clean socks and drawers on.
Yeah, clean socks and drawers anywhere you go. You can't just. You say you always got to leave the house with a little bit of money in your pocket, and you always got to have clean socks and drawers.
Oh, come on, dog. Cleanliness is definitely next to health. Try staying healthy, being dirty. That ain't cosmetics, bro. That's health.
Yeah. You can't get no money dirty. No.
Yeah. Don't brush your teeth and see if you have healthy teeth. I don't know what Seaberry is talking about in the chat. So let me tell you something, man. Another moment that I feel like I overlooked. that 2012 championship game, bro.
Overlooked it?
Yeah, let me tell you why I overlooked it, bro. Because a lot of times it fades to the back of your memory because of the way it ended. That team deserves a lot of credit, bro. They brought
they had a lot of tough ball
they
games.
brought a lot back to the Notre Dame brand. They brought a lot of credibility back to the Notre Dame brand. They did. They did. And I think it's a lot of disappointment connected to the championship game that a lot of times Notre Dame fans might not really sink their teeth into what that season meant and the lasting impact that it still has, really, and that it had throughout the Brian Kelly era. I mean,
it definitely solidified Brian Kelly as a great Notre Dame part of history. He's a part of Notre Dame history after that 2012 season where people are going to give him respect as one of the coaches that maybe not on a Lou Holtz level, but he's in that legacy of coaches where people are going to remember. And I think that was a pivotal time in his tenure because that was his real shot of it only doing it. And I think well, just not his real only shot, but that was the moment in time that could have really made a lot of different things happen for Brian Kelly and Notre Dame program if we won that. Because that Alabama team's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
man, they scare me, man. Man, crew scaring me in the chat. Y'all scare me. Y'all coming across like brothers that shower once, twice every week. Y'all got a problem with people talking about taking care of themselves? Oof. Hot summer days, y'all probably just fight through it. 95, 100 degrees. You just same outfit all day. That's
See,
how
the
y'all
same
rock.
guy, y'all probably lay down and what y'all be going
Lay
out
down, get right back up. Yeah.
Yeah. I probably don't even take that shoes off when y'all lay down.
Yeah, that's oh, Nuke Life. I'm already on that. Some of my brothers from Detroit put me on the African black soap. Absolutely. Have you invested in that?
You gotta get that the scrub. There's a shawl scrub or something like that where it's this long scrub and it can get you super sudsy. You gotta get one of those too.
All right. I'm always into health, bro. I just changed. I literally
get the body wash of the cologne now. See that's next level, Sean. I'm telling you,
bro. You have to, man. I actually just changed mine. For the longest time, I used a hard toothbrush or medium. I actually just switched to soft as my teeth have gotten a little bit more sensitive as I get older. But these are the things in life, man, to take care of yourself. You have to pay attention to, bro. You have to pay attention to this stuff. So I'm trying to think. What other games did you guys overlook? That 2012 championship game meant a lot. Like, even though it was a tough loss, an embarrassing loss, when you look at the size of Notre Dame compared to what Alabama was, and it really did signal the run that was coming from the SEC. That they brought a lot of credibility back to Notre Dame, that team. They really did. And because they weren't able to seal the deal, that 2012, man, look, that goal line stand against Stanford, bro, is one of those moments that I can watch every day. I literally can watch those 5 minutes every day, over and over again. I can watch the Rockets 2 returns against Michigan in '89 every day, every single day. Y'all keep talking about smell, man. We talking about being clean. Are y'all really that ignorant of being clean? Just being clean, not being funky. You do understand that if you're funky, bacteria grows. And that leads to unhealthy situations. What are we talking about? Did you not take health classes? What are we talking about? It's the simplest thing. Why did the Black Plague happen? Because people weren't cleaning themselves and were unhealthy. Period. Why is this even a debate, man? Smelling good
you
is an
really going back and
extension.
forth over this?
Dude, because people are saying the most. Dude, this really scares me, bro. This really scares me. It really does, man. It really does. It really scares me, Left.
They really serious
It
about
just
this.
scares me, man, that they're this serious, bro, about a conversation.
the
They're
hill they wanna die
irritated
on, man.
about a conversation on cleanliness, bro. What are we talking about? Is that where we're at?
You gotta really defend your position, Sean.
Man, these cats walk around the crib wearing the same shorts and t-shirts for 2-3 straight days. I guarantee it, bro. I guarantee it.
Ain't
I
changed not a
guarantee
lick.
it. I guarantee you they leave food out on the counter, don't put it in the refrigerator, and wake up the next morning and just eat it. Just eat it.
Don't expose them like that, Sean.
They don't care. They don't care. It's across the board, bro. That's the way it usually happens. It's across the board.
Oh my goodness, it can't be that bad, though.
Man, let's get to it on the way out, Left. Nepotism. What are your thoughts on it? Should it be a part of recruiting? Do you feel like former players should be able to get their sons and daughters scholarships to their schools and where they played? Should that be impactful on the recruiting or how coaches look at the recruiting?
I think it should be the same as admissions for Notre Dame, how they do legacy in there and people that graduate from Notre Dame. Give us a little bit more of that leniency when it comes to letting me come on in because I got legacy because my parents been here, my grandparents been here. I think that'll be great to foster when you talk about a lot of these families.
Hold on, Left. Pause. Man, look. Stop being slow, man. If you don't wash under your armpits, you're going to stink. I don't care what you eat. You can be a vegan and not wash your armpits. You're going to be funky. What are we talking about? Man, talk, Left. People try to be deep and be shallow than a mug. Like that. What are we talking about?
So the excuse of not showering is that you got to eat good?
Yeah, I told you that scared me, bro. That scared me. I'm a vegan. I don't have to shower because what you eat determines how you smell. Come on, man.
I think how you eat determines how you smell in some, a little bit, but you're going to have to shower, dude. Because that don't account for the sweating. Your body going to sweat. So eating, yeah, you're going to have, I don't know, man. I don't think we can have one without the other. I just don't think we can have one without the other.
I never knew people would argue against showers, bro. And baths. I just never do, bro. I never do.
They say
just go ahead.
Shower
go
like
ahead.
1 time a day.
Go ahead and eat perfect and don't shower and watch what happens.
A lot of them hippie people be stinking anyway.
Thank you.
A lot of them vegan and all that. They be.
The gassiest, funkiest, gassiest people in the world eat right. But of course, if you eat right, that everything smells great.
That's right.
Everything's great. Everything's great. Oh my God. Dude, you said your smell is based solely on what you eat. That's what you said. That's exactly what you said. So don't try to back off of it now and say, I never said don't shower. You implied and said literally that your smell comes from what you eat. That's literally what you said.
Because everything that you eat rot.
Everything
you eat got to be broken down. So it's not going to smell how it came in.
And it has to come out.
Yeah,
the last I checked, when it comes out, it's not a pleasant smell. I don't care what it is. Oh, my God. No, nepotism. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, so I think it's great for the sport, just like it's great for admissions. The only way you grow a network is through nepotism. Essentially, that's how Notre Dame has grown such a strong elite fan base and alumni system. Half of it is nepotism. And that builds a really strong tradition, something to tie back to when your grandparents, great grandparents, your dad, your sister, your mom all went to the school, and it makes it easy for you to get in there. Not saying that you don't have to work hard, and it's going to be a lot that slipped through the cracks. We look through the government, and they're so far deep down in nepotism that they got all the buffoons at the bottom of the family tree that's still in there because of nepotism. So I think for us in football, why can't it work the same? I mean, hell, I think the opportunity of growing a stronger football culture can be through nepotism. And when it works, it looks great. I mean, we love and look at how we treat nepotism in players now.
Hmm.
I mean, we love the storyline. We love the drama of it. We love the wanting to see them fail and them overcoming it and having solid careers. I mean, I think that is the sequel to a lot of these athletes that we fell in love with growing up.
Yeah, the nepotism surrounding Bronny James is absolutely on both sides of the coin. It becomes a little bit exhausting to listen to. Those that feel like he doesn't deserve what he gets, and then those that feel like he's just flat not good enough. And it's
How
like,
much
dude,
how much different do you think it is than LeVar's nepotism? Not nepotism, but his
well,
push
there's
to
really no
promote his
nepotism
son.
because LeVar wasn't a successful athlete.
Okay, then Dion and Shador. Do you think it'll be more hype with Dion and Shador than it is LeBron and his son?
No,
Or more?
I just think honestly, if we were just gonna be honest about it, man, there's some jealousy and some hate, because people are in certain positions to be able to help and accomplish and do things for their children. And then, there is some honest concern about fairness. And, that's a fair conversation to have as well. But ultimately, man, we live in America, right? It's supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave, land of opportunity. Well, if you can give opportunity to your kids to go to better schools than you went to have a better education, a better life than you had, then why does that stop all of a sudden when it comes to sports? Why should
Right,
it?
yeah. Why just like the craziest irony is that fighting in hockey is legal, but fighting in the NFL you can lose your whole career. It's like, come on, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
You
it's
can literally
absolutely
you
crazy.
can literally duke it out in hockey.
Hmm.
But in basketball, they make it malice in the palace, and you
Yeah,
know going to jail have.
yeah. It's absolutely incredible that we find ourselves in the midst of this hotly contested conversation about nepotism. And like I said, Notre Dame and its recruiting in recent years is front center when it comes to nepotism and the fan base taking issue with it to a certain point, but then switching up like, oh no, 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 no. I always knew Bryce Young was gonna be no, 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 no.
I'm glad that it does because more times than not, it overcomes the curve of not having 5 stars. You get the next best thing, a guy with the genetic talent of his father, the know-how and the knowledge that he may have a little up on, and he'll grow into it more technically, this, that, and the third. When he gets to school, it's like a nice pathway for a kid that has the right steps. Just like a kid that has doctors for parents. He may not have to be the smartest dude in the world, but I can tell you
Mm-hmm.
he know how to be a doctor. He knows how when he gets in what to do and what not to do because his parents are doctors. So that's the same for football players. Bryant Young's son, he even has the same name. I mean, come on. He's gonna know how to get through college the right way. He's just gonna know. He don't have to, he's gonna be like, Dad, they gonna da 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 da. He's like, this is what you need to do. Work on this, whoopty whoop, whoopty whoop. You go Most kids that don't have a first round NFL dad doesn't know how to do that. They're talking about NILs and transfer portals, and they ain't doing your son right, and this, that, and the third. Talk to the coach. Go up to his office. Call him. You know, Brian Young just be like, yo, this what you got to do, son. Work on your hands, the technique, whoop de whoop. I'll tell Al Washington about it. Maybe not that deep, but he gonna give him the tricks of the trade, and that's what nepotism really is about. You getting the tricks of the trade without having to read the 400-page book.
Yeah.
So Jerome Bettis' son, who also has his name, I mean, come on, it's got to shake down a little bit, right? He's gonna tell him the tricks of the trade on how to maybe stay healthy, what to look for in training camp, how to get through different hurdles, and how to approach a coach, how to talk to a coach about this. So there's a formality involved that you learn. They're not going in there being like, oh, I got to do it. It's just natural because your dad's an NFL great. What are we talking about? If I'm Marcus Freeman, I love it. One less kid, is his grades right? Where is he at? Does he know he got to be on time for these kids know. And they're going to be the leaders of the team when they get older, this and that, where they can just fall in line and we can have a professional environment. Study habits may be different. When they do these individual study groups, Ryan Clark's son may come in there and run the meeting. Oh, this is what we got a young DBs and this, that, and the third, and help Ben Morrison, and vice versa. So there's always a leadership quality you gain, in my opinion, when you have legacy sons, inherently or inherently.
That's a good point, Left. And I'll say this to that point. This goes to, I think, the culture you come from, the background you come from, which gives you experience and an understanding of what you're going into, which I think benefits a lot of Notre Dame players when they're drafted into the NFL. I think the professional setting that is Notre Dame football and the seriousness around the education, the culture, and everything, not being separated immediately from the rest of the student body, having to live amongst the student body, I think it gives a certain depth perception to Notre Dame football players to really integrate fully into being a professional football player.
You get a professional environment feeling, because it's like you're around people that know where they're going. That's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
In a college setting, comparatively, you're around people that you're like, they're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
You go to Notre Dame, kids are like, I just need to get through this little 1 or 2 classes. I'm gonna be right on track to do whoop-de-whoop, take over whoop-de-whoop, be in this. I want to be over. So it's like, okay, well, shoot, I need to be on my schedule and make sure my weightlifting times is right, and I get to. So it does make it feel like that graduation is natural. Okay, the league's coming up, everybody's ready. Everybody kind of knows where they're gonna fall. So it is a unique niche bubble, so to speak, because a lot more kids than not are on the same process of, okay, this is what I have to do. I'm going to accomplish it. We're going to move forward, that sort of speak. So I have no problem with legacy. I mean, when my kids grow up, I want them to have an easier process than others.
Facts.
But hell, I went there. I mean, I think that's the whole point of laying the foundation so that it's a little easier as it goes up, And
now, to be clear, we're not talking about buying spots like they were doing at USC.
Oh no,
we're not talking about that. We're talking
because I don't want to go to jail now. Like, look,
nobody's going to jail behind that situation.
No, we want it to be good, hard work, but just my name's just in the top of the
just bump me up.
Read through it twice. You don't just read through it and go. You read through it a couple times. Just the consideration. That's just the courtesy of being an alumni, in my opinion. Because what else would be the benefit? I mean, they ain't putting up statues to everybody that graduates from there. So, I think the benefit would be the courtesy to get some looks. But I do think, like I said, the effect of having some leadership, the effect of the know-how, because, as much as coaches know, they don't know everything. And so these kids having that dad as that resource, I mean, it's hard for me to see how it doesn't help. Hell, everywhere that Bronny went, his teams were lit. Kids probably got a wealth of somewhat experience from LeBron James, whether he talked to him one time or he was really giving them some game, right? So I'm sure when Jerome Bettis comes around, Jadarian probably like, hey, what you think it is? I mean, he should. Hell, I would. I was doing that. I was calling Brady Quinn and Tony Rice and talking to guys about what to do, what not to do. Joe Theismann, you know. So
And I just don't understand because hopefully for those that didn't, I only speak from my experience. Your name means something. First thing my grandfather told me when I went away to college, son, that name means something. So if our word and our name is not going to stand for anything, then I guess we can do away with nepotism.
yeah, I mean, basically,
We can do away with it. If the name is not going to be worth a darn, and if your word's not going to be worth a darn, then fine. We can do away with nepotism. But if that's what we're going to teach generationally, that our word and our name should mean something, then you're darn right. It should be something that we should benefit from, and our children and their children. Hey, it is what it is, bro. No problem. No hate. And then all the young men, their future is in front of them. They're the ones that they have to put in the hard work. Not us. We just get to watch.
yeah.
That's it. I want nothing more than Jerome Bettis Jr. to come here and break the receiving records, bro.
And break the records. Yeah.
Break the record. Break
I
all
wanna
of them.
see it.
Break all of them. Touchdown records, receiving record, receiving yard record. Break it all. Elijah Burris, come light it up. Come light it up. You know what I mean? Even Nick Montana. Hey, cool. I'm glad you came to Notre Dame, man. I'm glad you came.
Oh, is that the rugby player?
Yeah, he was caught. Joe's son, I think he ended up being like the MVP of the blue and gold game one year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But man, what are we mad about? Anybody else have a kid that's coming down? Hey,
Whoever.
both little left, send them.
Unless that NIL ain't right, then we gonna have to
Send them.
That NIL got to be right, ND. Come on, Marcus. By that time, it should be regulated. It should just be like a stop.
I see people in the chat just want to be argumentative, bro. I'm sorry your life is the way it is, bro. Like I said, I'm speaking from my experience. You make your name by your word. The integrity and the word of my father in the city of Chicago puts an emphasis on his name. You say his name is connected to his word and his integrity. People trying to be extra deep today, dog. It's really not that deep.
And we watching too much of
If
that.
you don't shower, you'll be funky. We literally just said it's clear to see the United States has the worst diet in the world. It's been documented. Europeans and Mediterranean people eat the best.
Wait, hold on.
No.
That's a misnomer.
No.
Because that food is nasty.
I said it's been documented. I'm just talking about what's been documented.
Just because you eating beans and whatever, don't make it better.
It's healthier.
No.
According to reports. No.
You can't convince me beans and toast is better than some
I didn't say better. I said healthier. According to reports, they eat healthier.
I didn't read that.
But wait, no. This is my point. They eat healthier, but they are funkier. That's a fact. Europeans are funkier, but they eat better. That's all I'm saying. Their diets reportedly are better than ours in the United States. We eat way more fast food. We're terrible. We're an obese nation.
I don't care what nobody said. We don't.
Out of numbers, factual.
We eat better than them, Sean.
But yet still, I guarantee we smell better as a nation as well. You can guarantee that. Because we actually believe in showers.
No, I don't know, man. I
How
don't
about
know.
that?
Beans and toast is not a roast
How
that we
about
can
that?
make in the Instapot over here. We can
How
make
about
all
that?
the. We not. I'm not eating those squirrels and squails and quails and snails. I'm not doing it. All them cheeses and cootery boards over
That
there.
is what
No.
I said initially. What are you talking about? Go back and listen. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. You wanted to break down what I said based upon how you perceived it. I know exactly what I said. I know exactly what I said. Exactly. Everybody else got it. You're just being anal today. Why? I don't know. I'll pray for you. Because we
Why? I
literally
don't know.
we literally were having a singular conversation about moisturizing our skin. That was the conversation. The skin.
And got people upset.
And people start your insides. That's not even a conversation, man. Dude. I said, I put this quote, dude. This is apropos. I posted this for people today to encourage them, bro. And this is people take life a little bit too serious sometimes, left. And this is what I said, man. Let me say. I said, don't lose life trying to hold on to it extra tight. We might mess around and suffocate the life out of us and the people around us. Don't take life so serious, man. It ain't everything is not a debate. I promise you. Everything is not deep. Everything is not a debate. It can literally be a singular conversation about skin and how to keep your skin clean on a daily basis and what bars of soap to use. Simple as that. That's all it was. That's all it was. And moisturizer. The question you asked me, Left, was, man, is your skin dry after that? Wasn't that the question you asked me?
Yeah, that was the question. Is the skin dry after that?
And we went into moisturizing the skin.
Well, they say when you throw a brick in
in
a group of dogs, it's the one that hollers that got hit.
It's the one that hollers that got hit. Absolutely.
That soap must have hit somebody different.
Man.
Antibacterial.
Oh man. You would think with all the Big Macs I ate in high school and all the fast food I ate, I would be one of the funkiest dudes in the world. Oh, yeah. There's no hope for me. No need for me to shower. I stink. I'm just horrible, Lefty. I'm horrible. Lucky Lefty podcast, man. We're just actually just poking fun. I'm having fun right now. This is hilarious to me. This is hilarious, man. This is hilarious. I give people an encouraging word about like, yo, nepotism and how, your word should matter. And cats want to break that down. Like, dude, I'm trying to be encouraging. I'm trying to speak life.
No, not that beef Wellington. You talking about beef Wellington?
Man.
That over there. Beef Wellington is not good. And that you considering that better eating over there? A beef Wellington? Ain't no way, Sean. Better than Frankie's?
Man.
Ain't no way, Sean.
Now, personally, I've left the pork alone recently.
Harold's might be the most.
And I mean that just comes with me based upon what I went through with my health scare. I had to adjust my diet. I had to lay off the sugars. I had to lay off the pork. I had to lay off certain things. I'm a good smelling dude. I was a good smelling dude before that. I'm still a good smelling dude. So
was never not a good smelling dude.
Hey. I'm like Jesus. Who do men say that I am? Don't take my word. Just ask the people around me that live around me and that know me. That's all. It's, man, absolutely incredible. Incredible, man. Once again, the conversation wasn't about diet, bro. It's about smelling good and the smells of soaps and which soaps work better based upon our opinions. That's the conversation. That was it. That's it. That's all it was. Yeesh. Great show today, man. We talked about the running game, individual impact, overall anchor of the running game. Also, Left brought up some really good points about taking advantage of the strengths of the young offensive line as well. And nepotism in sports, nepotism in recruiting, and at Notre Dame. Chat lit as always. Thank you for everyone. Even the fun conversation about skincare, man, cosmetics, health, whatever, dude. Good grief, man. You know what time it is.
Petticoat, petticoat junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty history? Petty Junction.
Petty Junction, Petty Story today brought to you by Nora Whiskey at NoraWhiskey.com, the premium American whiskey at NoraWhiskey.com. Man, look, I'm not exactly the biggest Drake fan, but man, dude, it's piling on at this point, Left. Yeah, cats, they just piling on right now.
Drake must have pissed somebody off the wrong way, man.
21 Savage. What you did at your concert was petty.
What did he do?
Yeah, brought Drake on stage and just being silly. It's like, man, you know, people riding away, you know. It's a lot of money to be made.
Drop another disc, get him on out of here. Just clear him out.
Yeah, WWE, stop bringing rappers on Monday Night Raw. Stop. I was shocked Sexy Red knew Shawn Michaels' intro song, though. Did you see that video?
She's everywhere, man.
Hey, man. Shout out to Sexy Red for actually knowing the Heartbreak Kids theme song. That's kind of dope. It's kind of dope. That's kind of dope. Anybody else on the petty train?
Nah, man, it's
Oh, KG, who did this one of the simulcasts during the game last night for cracking on Cat the way he cracked on Cat. Did you see it, Left? He was talking about Cat saying he shoots 1,500 shots a day. And you know, KG was like, sometimes you get intense, you know how you do push-ups, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 20, 25, 50, you know. It was like, that's probably what Cat is doing. I was like, come on, KG, you being petty, bro. You being super petty right now.
You hit about 5 in a row.
You being super petty right now. So shout out to KG, but you have to go on the petty train today.
Yeah.
Go on the petty train today, man. I don't know what this is, man. I'm upset. I'm gonna have to go invest in another mic, man. Because it's mine.
So you went on mute again. You probably right. You on mute, brother. Oh, you not? I'm on mute. Well, no, you can hear me. I can't hear. Oh shoot. That's crazy. It's like as soon as you hit the mic, it like went off or something. When you talked about it, it turned itself off. Must got them AI mics or something. You hurt the mic's feelings and then turned off on you, man.
My fault. I think I unplugged it. Something happened.
Oh, there you go. I got you.
Something happened. Something happened. I don't know what the heck just happened.
Oh, I went out again.
Like, it's not irritating. It's irritating to me, but it's not so bad. But I've been hearing.
Is it a wiring issue?
I think it's a wiring issue. I'm gonna have to solve it by tonight. We'll be back tonight, man. 2 shows today, 2 shows tomorrow. Ken Gibbs joins us.
Yeah, get him on this.
That dude has been on a Kate. He's been on a Caitlin Clark rampage. I don't know what's wrong with that brother. Dude.
Yeah,
He might be on one tonight, man.
that's right.
We won't ask him about soap since that upsets everybody.
Yeah,
Soaps and showers.
Soaps and showers.
We didn't think we would upset the masses talking about soap and showers. Oh my God. We'll see everybody later on Lucky Lucky Podcast. Spin it different.